Hello, welcome to our lesson on power. Woo! I feel like this needs a dramatic entrance. Woohoo! Yes, today we are looking at power. And again, I will talk through the notes on this video, but you may want to go to page 158 to, I think it's 160 in the AS textbook as your alternative source of notes. So hear me talk it through. And then, yes, you may want to go there because it just is probably slightly neater writing than mine. Because I always feel like it's a gamble as to whether you can read my writing or not. So, first thing is, power, what actually is it? It's the rate of transfer of energy, effectively. Now, rate means whatever you're looking at divided by time. So power, the easiest way of thinking of it is energy divided by time. Power at rate of transfer of energy. It's measured in watts, which where 1 watt equals joules per second, effectively. So 50 watts equals 50 joules per second. And that's quite useful to know because sometimes they don't say power, they say, 100 watts is transferred over 2 seconds and expect you to then go, okay, 50 watts, fine, let's use that in an equation somewhere. Yes, so where are we? There are so many equations for working out power and energy. And if I'm honest, if you know a few of them, you can work out the rest of them. And they are obviously in your equation sheet. But you do need to have them all to hand and have a working understanding of how they do. So the first thing I'm going to look at is electrical power. That's an I. See, this is why textbook might be better. No scribbling over. Right, so electrical power. In GCSE, you learned an equation which was PIV. Now, PIV is power. I, if you remember, is, why am I writing I? Current measured in amps. And V is potential difference of voltage measured in volts. Sorry, I'm really losing my voice this morning. I've just filmed your LDRs lesson, which you would have seen yesterday, and you would have heard me start going, hello, and croaking at the beginning of it. I don't know why. I think I'm just not used to talking to people. Yes, so PIV. Lovely. Power in watts equals current times voltage. Nice and easy. Nothing harder than GCSE there. Now, let's say I don't have voltage. Instead, I have resistance. What I can do is use V equals IR to substitute in to make P equals I times IR. So power equals I squared R, where R is now resistance and it's measured in ohms. Just a quick note, this one is very often used to show power lost. So if, for example, you're looking at the national grid, they really like this one to demonstrate power loss. And the reason they do that is because it depends on the current so much. So if you have a high current, because it's current squared, you show that you lose an awful lot of power there. So yes, excuse me, just that one. Okay, so let's say actually you have voltage. So great, but you don't have current. Again, so we'll start off with PIV. And again, I'm going to use V equals IR, but I'm going to rearrange it for current, so I is V over R. So substituting that in, P equals V over R times V. Power equals V squared over R. So in fact, should I circle these? There you go, they're the three main ones. Now, as I say, I haven't had to learn those. I never remember P is V squared over R, but I can very easily work it out by knowing Ohm's law, which I do like the back of my hand. So whether you learn them or not, completely up to you. Just be aware that you can substitute in and be quite used to that. Okay, so next bit is an equation you have seen before. So this is fabulous. You've used all of these, but what happens if a question asks, how do you know power is current times voltage? Or can you derive the equation that connects power, current and voltage? So let's do a little subtitle here. Deriving the equation. I think my writing's getting worse, I apologise. Right, so let's start off. The basic power equation is power is energy divided by time. Now you'll notice I put W there because in A level we tend to refer to energy being W because it's like work done. So power is energy divided by time. Lovely. But we have done, a few weeks ago now, the equation V equals W over Q. Voltage or potential difference is energy transferred per unit charge. So let's put that in. So just rearranging, W is VQ, so power is VQ over T. Lovely. Now let's use the equation Q equals IT, as in charge is current times time. Current is charge divided by time, so you can then substitute that in for this section. So power is VI, or obviously IV. Done! Ta-da! We've gone from power is work done divided by time to power is current times voltage. Bish bash bosh, we are amazing. Okay, so the final equation, sorry, shouldn't be allowed to make videos on my own and to talk rubbish. The final equation, which again does come up and people forget it, is combining actually this equation and this equation. So power is energy divided by time. Let's rearrange that for energy. Energy is power times time. Power is current times voltage. So energy equals IVT. Now, if you were doing an experiment in class, so for example, you were working out the specific heat capacity of a metal and you had to know the energy input, this is how people work it out. They measure the current using an ammeter from your power pack, for example. They measure the voltage and then they measure the time that they're actually having it plugged in for, and they can work out from that how much energy is used. So yeah, that's, I'm going to say work done or energy transferred. And obviously, it's measured in joules. And that's it. I told you it's just really equation heavy. So if you did like these notes, fantastic. But if you did want to turn to page, I think it's 158 in the textbook, you are obviously more than welcome to. And then come join me on Zoom and we'll do some questions. All right, thanks everyone.